And welcome everybody back here to Whitwell High School, the site of this week's Whitwell's Thanksgiving Classic. We got a boys semifinal showdown here between the Summertown Eagles and Soddy-Daisy. This is AJ Good here on the X Sports Network as two undefeated boys squads will meet up tonight in this Thanksgiving Classic semifinal showdown. Taking a look at first at the Summertown Eagles. They come into this game at 3-0 on the season. They came from behind last Thursday to defeat Wayne County. Had a dominating win against Huntington on Saturday afternoon. Then was able to come here last night and have a nice time against Hudlin, winning that one 79-57. For the Soddy-Daisy Trojans, they come into this game at 2-0 on the season with victories over Van Buren County last week and defeated Clark Range in dominating fashion here yesterday afternoon, 63-38. Taking a look at the starting lineups for both sides. Starting first here with Soddy-Daisy. They'll send Zach Ryans, Spencer White, Sean Pengel, Bryson Reed, and Chad Eller out there to start the game. For the Eagles, it will be Harrison Gobble, Jake Smith, Grayson Burleson, Gavin Burleson, and Caden Trotter. That will be your starting lineup for the 3-0 Eagles. The winner of this game will head to the championship game, which will be at 6:30 tomorrow night. They'll take on the Moore County Knowledge winner. That game will be at 6:30 following the Summertown girls, who will take on Whitwell right after this game. The loser will play the loser of the Moore County Knowledge game at 12:30 tomorrow afternoon. Nice crowd here at Whitwell High School, both sides here, including the leftovers from the Moore County Huntland girls game that just finished up there. Moore County winning that one 45-41. So if the Summertown girls defeat Whitwell in the next game, they will take on Moore County in the de facto championship game, since both teams will be 2-0. They're just playing a round robin there. They're playing only 4 teams in that tournament, so they're just playing in order to get 3 games. They're going to play all their other 3 opponents, and whoever has the best record out of that wins the Thanksgiving Classic. And if the Summertown girls win, then it will just work out to where that would just be the de facto championship game. But these two sides here are trying to get into the boys championship game tomorrow at 6:30 tomorrow night. Each side getting ready to tip things off. Gavin Burleson will go to the Tiger logo. He will face off with Bryson Reed for the Trojans. Intimate setting here at Whitwell High School. Nice gym, well laid out, and the people here at Whitwell High School have been very accommodating to us so far here this week. So here comes the tip-off. Gavin Burleson is going to send it out to Jake Smith, and Smith now heads it over to Harrison Gobble. Gobble down low here to Trotter, and we got our first foul of the game. That's going to go against Chad Eller of the Trojans. So now Gavin Burleson sends it quarter to Jake Smith. Smith now out to Grayson Burleson. He's going to drive. Goes up and under, shot is no good. Rebounding going to go the other way. Trojans now have it. It's Spencer White. Now down low to Sean Pengel, who misses. Then Pengel gets the rebound, and he's going to get fouled on his way up. And that foul is going to go against Harrison Gobble, his first, team's first. And Pengel's going to go to the line to shoot our first 3 throws of the game. 7:38 here in the first quarter. First shot from Pengel is up, and it's good. And here comes the second attempt from Pengel. That shot is up, and it rattles around and good. So the Trojans have an early 2-0 lead as the Eagles push it up. Grayson Burleson now dribbles. Now out to Gavin. Gavin thinks about 3, drives the baseline, kicks it out to Jake Smith. Smith in the paint, jumper rattles off back iron, no good. Trotter fights for the rebound, and it's going to go off Trotter and out of bounds to the Trojans. Taking it out of bounds here for the Trojans is Spencer White. White now sends it in to Pengel. Pengel going to bring it up the court ahead to Zach Ryans. Ryans now dribbling around and back out to White. White now over to Chad Eller. Eller tries a deep 3 and hits it. And the Trojans are out to a quick 5-0 lead here as Gavin Burleson drives. Tries to go up and under, can't get it. Trotter can't get the rebound, and it's going to go the other way. Eller now has it. He's going to send it over to Ryans. Ryans at the wing. Skip pass, and it's intercepted, and there's going to be a foul there on Eller, and he's picked up 2 quick ones. Gavin Burleson intercepted the pass, got fouled in the process, and Eller's picked up 2 quick fouls, and he's going to be replaced by Cam Natalie. And now bringing it up the court here is Gavin Burleson across the timeline. Now sends it in to Kay Trotter. Now down low to Grayson Burleson. Fadeaway hook shot rattles out, no good. Bringing it up the court now is Zach Ryans. Ryans going to almost crosses the timeline. Now sends over to Spencer White. White. Skip pass now over to Natalie. Natalie dribbles. He's being trapped at the wing. Back to White. Now to Ryans. Ryans loses it. And they're going to say they stepped out of bounds after each side kind of passed it back and forth to each other. 2 turnovers by the Trojans here. 6:23 remaining in the first quarter. Soddy-Daisy leading Summertown 5-0. It's Gavin Burleson going to bring it up here for Summertown. Now to Caden Trotter. Now gives it back to Gavin Burleson. Drives the lane. Floaters up and it's in. And the foul. So the foul is going to go against Bryson Reed, his first. And Gavin Burleson is going to go to the line to try to complete the AM1. Burleson had 9 points in yesterday's win over Huntland. His free throw is up. Front iron no good. Rebounded by Jake Smith. Smith now back out to Gavin Burleson. He's now going to drive the baseline. Goes up under, and he's going to get fouled again. So Gavin Burleson's now going to go back to the line to shoot 2 with his team trailing 3. 6:08 here in the first quarter. Burleson missed his only other free throw attempt, which happened just about 5 seconds ago. First end is up and in. 5-3, the Soddy-Daisy lead. And the next attempt from Burleson is up, and that's in. 5-4, Soddy-Daisy leads Summertown. Gavin Burleson with all 4 Eagle points. Pengel bringing it up the court here for the Trojans. Back to Ryans. Ryans. Now a skip pass over to Natalie. Natalie. Now to Pengel. Up and under 2. Bryson Reed for 2. And Soddy-Daisy extends the lead out to 7-4. Gavin Burleson now dribbles. He's going to drive. Goes up, and he gets blocked. And back come the Trojans. Beautiful pass over to Pengel. Pengel misses it. And a couple more missed shots. Another block there. Good job by Jake Smith, and Smith is going to get fouled on the play. Foul's going to go against Reed, his second. Now bringing it up the court here for the Eagles is Jake Smith. Smith now hands it over to Gavin Burleson. Now in the Harrison Gobble down low to Gavin Burleson. Goes up, spins off the glass, and it's in. 6 points for Burleson, and it's a 7-6 Soddy-Daisy lead. Press is put on as Pengel brings up the court for the Trojans. Now back to Zach Ryans. Ryans gets close to the timeline. Now back to Pengel. Pengel now inside to White. White shot is up and in. They extend their lead back out to 3, 9-6 here. 5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Trotter now sends it to Gavin Burleson straight away. NBA range 3, back iron no good. And it's going to be a rebound there by Reed. Reed now going to bring it up for the Trojans ahead to White. White now down low to Natalie. Natalie goes up and gets fouled. Natalie going to go line to shoot 2. And Harrison Gobble is going to pick up his second. First free throw attempt here from Natalie is off the back iron, no good. Now checking in the game is Cole Campbell here for Summertown. Next free throw is up and in. He hits 1 of 2, and it's a 10-6 Trojan lead. Cole Campbell pushes up the court now for Summertown. Now, hands it off. Campbell kicks it into Jake Smith. Thinks about 3, now drives. Kicks it out to Grayson Burleson. He's going to try the 3. Back iron, no good. And it's rebounded by Zach Ryans. Ryans now going to bring it up to the court. He has White. White gets his pass intercepted there by Grayson Burleson, who sends it over to Jake Smith. Smith now over to Gavin Burleson, tries a layup, and he gets fouled. That's going to go against Spencer White. That's his first. And Gavin Burleson's going to go back to the line to shoot 2. He's 2 for 3 from the line today. And he has all 6 Eagle points. And the first free throw here from Burleson is up front iron, no good. 2 for 4 from the line, trying to make it 3 for 5 and make it a 1 possession game again. 4:16 remaining in the first. And that free throw's up and in. 10-7, Soddy-Daisy leads it here in the first quarter, so we have 4:15 remaining. Pangle gets it stolen by Jake Smith, who goes up and under and in. Jake Smith's first points of the game cut it to 2 as they force 4 turnovers already. Pangle now brings it up here, and he hits Eller. No, it's Reed. Reed gets a shot blocked, but back up and in and through is Spencer White, and he gets fouled. Call for the foul is Grayson Burleson. That's his first. Team's third. And White's going to go to the line to try to finish the M1. Back iron, rattles through and in. Got the friendly bounce, and it's now a 4-point Trojan lead as we got 4 new Trojans going to check into the game. Whole new crew. You got Blake Brigman, Lucas Cable, Nathan Lathrop, and Jordan Lowe. Now, press put on here by the Trojans as Grayson Burleson moves it quickly up the court. He finds a wide open Caden Trotter for 2, and he's fouled. So Trotter has a chance to complete the and 1. And that foul's going to go against Lathrop, his first. Team 7th. And the Eagles are going to be shooting 1-1 from here on out. As Trotter attempts the free throw, and it's in. So it's a 1-point Soddy-Daisy lead, 13-12, 3:45 remaining here in the first quarter. Trap put on by the Eagles as Cade brings it up, now sends it back to Brigman. Brigman across the timeline. Brigman now dribbling, and he sends it over to Cabe. Cabe off the hands, deflecting and out of bounds. That's going to go to Summertown. That's 5 Trojan turnovers here in the first quarter. As the 5 that were substituted for are now going to come back into the game, so the starting 5 is back in for the Trojans. Complete line change here. 3:31 remaining in the first. Summertown trailing 13-12. As Grayson Burleson going to send it into Cole Campbell, and Campbell's going to jog and cross the timeline. Quick pass to Gavin Burleson. He's going to try the 3. Rattles out, and as bringing it now up the court is Eller. Eller now in the corner for Reed for 3. He misses. Pangle, he's going to get the rebound, and he's going to get fouled in the corner. Looks like that's going to go against Cade Trotter. It does. That's his first. Now checking into the game for Trotter is Weston Pigg. Zach Ryan's going to take it out of bounds here for Soddy-Daisy. He sends it in to Pangle. Pangle thinks about a shot, now dribbles it back out to Eller. Eller at the wing, dribbles. Sends over to Spencer White, now to Zach Ryans. Ryans at the wing. Screen by Reed, now at the Pangle, straight away. Has Eller. Eller's going to try another 3. Back iron, no good. Rebounded by Pangle, back out to Eller. Eller now over to Ryans. Ryans going to try the 3. Front iron rolls out, no good. It's rebounded by Summertown. We got a jump ball, and the ball is going to go to the Eagles. 2:45 remaining here in the first quarter. Now the officials have a bit of a discussion, and one of them is now going to go to the other official and now go to the scores table. Might have a clock issue. And it's okay. We're playing on. Actually saying the possession was going to Soddy-Daisy, and they have it back. The little pointing arrow thing was in the wrong direction. So Soddy-Daisy now has it. Now Pangle tries a deep 3. Front iron, no good. Rebounded, and it goes to Spencer White, and he hits it. So it's a 3-point Eagle lead as Gavin Burleson brings up the court. Now to Cole Campbell, to Jake Smith. Tries a deep 3. Front iron, no good. Rebounded by Pangle. Now the press is on here as Eller has it. Sends ahead to White. White to Ryans. Ryan's now going to drive the baseline. Sends it to Reed, out to Eller. Eller goes up and under, and he's fouled by Burleson. Grayson Burleson picks up the foul. And Chad Eller's going to go to the line to shoot 2. It's the 5th team foul against the Eagles. His first free throw attempt is up, rattles out and no. 2:10 remaining here. Soddy-Daisy leading Summertown 15-12. His next free throw attempt. Dribbles it. It's up. Rattles out, did the same thing. It's no good. And now we got a foul against Sean Pangel. And we got free throws. A 1-and-1 coming the other end here for Summertown. Over the back, a call against Pangel. That's the team's 8th. And now going to attempt this is, now they got to figure out who's shooting it. That's going to be Harrison Gobble. Hasn't attempted a shot yet today, but he's going to go to the free throw line with a 1-and-1. First attempt up here from Gobble is up. Rattles around, no good. Rebounded by Pangel. Pangel now ahead to Ryans. Ryans going to bring it across the timeline. Guarded by Gravenbrosen, gets a screen from Pangel. Now sends it out to Reed. Reed now to Eller. Eller gets a screen, kicks it back out to Pangel. Now to White. White thinks about a 3. Now he's on the wing, and it goes off the hands of Gavin Burleson, now to bounce to Soddy-Daisy. Soddy-Daisy now sends it into Eller. Eller over to Ryans. Ryans gets a screen from Reed, but sends it back out to Eller, who's at the Whitwell logo. Now to Ryans at the wing. Ryans skip past to Eller at the logo. Now drives it back to the wing, sends it over to Ryans, back to Eller. Eller over to White. Now over to Pangel. No, that's Ryans, Now to Eller. Skip pass intercepted. Good job there by Pig. And brings it up to Jake Smith, who sends it to Gavin Burleson for the 2. Beautiful passing there on the play. And with that, Soddy-Daisy season up. They're going to call a timeout. They lead at 15-14, 1:16 left here in the first. With that, we'll take a quick 30-second. And back here at the Whitwell Thanksgiving Classic after a Soddy-Daisy timeout. They have it leading by 1 here, just coming up on a minute left to play in the first. And Pangel now has it. He sends it in the Reed. Reed over to Eller. Eller at the wing. He's now going to drive the baseline. Skip pass over to White, over to Ryans. Ryans dribbles. Stumbles, but gets that one up and in. Good drive and finish by Zach Ryans, his first points of the game, and the Soddy-Daisy lead is back out to 3. Gavin Burleson over to Harrison Gobble to Jake Smith. Smith skip pass to Gavin Burleson. Thinks about a 3, now dribbles. Sends it over to Pig. Now to Campbell, over to Smith. Smith thinks about a 3. Now over to Gavin Burleson. He will attempt the 3. It's up. Back iron, no good. Back come the Trojans here, rebounded by Ryans. Ryans now gets a screen. Now over to White. White gets a screen here from Pangel. Now off the Pangel. Pangel, and he gets his pass tipped and stolen by Cole Campbell. Campbell now ahead to Gavin Burleson. Summertown trailing by 3 under 5 seconds left to play. Now Burleson sends it over to Jake Smith for 3 at the buzzer, and he can't hit it. So after 1 quarter of play, Summertown trails in this one 17-14 when we return. Another 8 minutes of play here on the X Sports Network.
Hi folks, this is Josh from Strikers Steak.
And back here to the Whitwell Thanksgiving Classic at Whitwell High School. After 1 quarter play, Soddy-Daisy leads Summertown 17-14. Leading scorer for the Eagles was Gavin Burleson. He had 9 of the Eagles' 14 points. On the other side, Spencer White leading the Soddy-Daisy Trojans with 7. As Cole Campbell now crosses the timeline here for Summertown over to Jake Smith. Inside to Gavin Burleson. Burleson gets it stolen. It's a first Summertown turnover. Ahead now to Zach Ryans. Can't get it to go. Rebounded on the other side by Jake Smith. Now bringing it up is Smith. Smith finds Gavin Burleson at the baseline. Kicks it over to Harrison Gobble. Gobble now loses it, but they're going to call a travel. If anything, that hurts Soddy-Daisy. They had a breakaway going there. So that's a lucky travel called against Summertown. They trail by 3, 7:35 remaining here in the first half. Zach Ryan's going to bring it up the court slowly here for Soddy-Daisy over to Spencer White. White with a 1-2-2 zone here. Now to Eller. Eller to White. Chad Eller now has it again in the deep wing. Over to White on the other wing. Now over to Ryans. Ryans down low to Reed. Intercepted by Weston Pigg. That ball goes out of bounds off Soddy-Daisy, and possession goes to Summertown. The Eagles have forced 8 turnovers as opposed to just 2. And now they're going to bring it up the court trailing 3. Cole Campbell has it now. Over to Harrison Gobble. Now to Jake Smith, excuse me. Now back to Gobble. Gobble now as it drives. Goes up and under. And his shot's no good. Now pushing it up the court here is Zach Ryans. Ryans thinks about a 3. Now sends it out to Chad Eller. Now over to Preston White. Spencer White, excuse me. Now back to Eller. Eller at the logo. Now over to White. White now to Ryans in the corner, thinks about 3, brings it down. Now to White. White will try a 3. Back iron, no good. Rebounded by Jake Smith. Smith now ahead to Gavin Burleson. Burleson holds it up now to Smith. Smith's going to drive the paint. Goes up and under, cannot get it to go, and it's rebounded by Reed. And now some pointing here going back. Weston Pigg's going to get called for the foul. That's his first. Bryson Reed and this Soddy-Daisy team has been very tough and very aggressive on the boards and it's causing all kinds of problems here for the Eagles. Soddy-Daisy will now bring it up here. They lead by 3, 6:23 remaining here in the first half. Zach Ryans now over to Spencer White, back to Ryans at the logo. Now over to Chad Eller at the other wing. Now back to Ryans. Ryans to Pengel. Pengel thinks about a 3. Now sends inside to Eller. Now to Ryans. The floater won't go. Rebounded by Eller up and in. Eller now with 5 points. And the lead's out to 5. Cole Campbell now has it over to Gavin Burleson. Burleson back to Campbell. Campbell now to Burleson. Straight away. NBA range 3. Back iron no good. And that one gets rebounded by Reed. Reed now going to bring it up the court here for the Trojans. Over to Chad Eller. Now to Spencer White. Over to Zach Ryans in the corner. He's going to try a 3. Front iron no good. Rebounded by Spencer White. That one's no good. Rebounded by Grayson Burleson. Now bringing it up the court here is Jake Smith. Now to Grayson Burleson. Over to Harrison Gobble in the corner. Now back to Grayson Burleson. Over to Gavin to Cole Campbell. Campbell now to Jake Smith on the baseline to Gavin Burleson. He goes up and under. Can't get it to go. And he gets his own rebound, and Byron, now we're looking for a weird, saying this ball was deflected. It went off the side of the bucket, side of the backboard, I should say. Now 2 of the officials are having a discussion here. Kate Trotter's waiting to get back into the game here. And they're going to say that ball goes to Soddy-Daisy. I don't understand the rule here, but the ball will go to Soddy-Daisy. They lead 19-14, 5:08 remaining here in the second quarter. Head coach Wes Long looking for the explanation from this officiating crew. This game has been well officiated so far. Nothing to shake your head at. If you would have seen the girls' game, you would have thought a different story. Zach Ryans now bringing it up here. Sends over to Chad Eller. Eller now back to Ryans. Ryans now over to Spencer White. Back to Ryans. Ryans now back over to White. Now down low to Sean Pengel. Now back to White in the corner for 3. And he misses everything. Rebounded by Grayson Burleson. He's going to bring it up the court. Now to Jake Smith. Smith now back to Grayson Burleson at the post. His floater is off, back iron, no good. Rebounded by Gavin Burleson. That one's up and in. They cut the lead to 19-16, 4:30 remaining here in the second quarter. Chad Eller now out to Zach Ryans. Zone put on here. Looks like a box and 1 as Chad Eller tries a 3. Front iron, no good. Rebounded by Gavin Burleson. He's going to bring it up the court, guarded by Pengel. Now he dribbles between his legs over to Cole Campbell. He's going to try the three, and we're tied at 19 apiece. First points of the game for Cole Campbell, and he ties things up here as we hit the 4-minute mark left in the second quarter. So Ryans is going to bring it up the court here, sends it to Chad Eller at the wing. Now back to Ryans. Ryans dribbles at the top of the key, sends over to Spencer White, back to Ryans. Now to White. White back to Ryans straight away. Now sends over to Sean Pango. He's going to try a three, and he hits it. And after they tied it up after a three, they extend their lead back out to 3, 22-19. Now over to Kate Trotter. He's going to try a three. That one's in. Kate Trotter with 6 points, and we're tied up once again at 22 apiece. 3:25 remaining here in the first half. Chad Eller now has it. Back to Zach Ryans over to Spencer White. White back to Ryans. Back to White. White thinks about a three. Skip pass over to Reed. Now to Ryans. Ryans kicks out to Sean Pangle. Pangle thinks about it but pulls it down. Now Zach Ryans going to dribble at the top of the key over to Chad Eller. Back to Ryans. Inside. Pangle out the White. Skip pass over to Eller. Eller now back to Ryans. Back to White. White back to Ryans. Ryans dribbles, kicks out to Reed. Reed's going to try a three. Back iron, no good. Rebounded by Trotter, and he's going to get fouled by Sean Pangle. That's Pangle's second. That's the team's 9th. It's the first foul, and the clock is still rolling. And it stops after about 6 seconds rolled off the clock after the whistle. Nobody notices, but we're going to play on as Kate Trotter's going to go to the line to shoot 1-on-1. 2:39 remaining here, and Trotter's going to try to give the Eagles the lead here at the front end of a 1-on-1. And that first one is up, and it's in. Trotter's 2 for 2 from the line. And the Eagles lead at 23-22. Trotter's second attempt is back iron, no good. Jake Smith comes down with the rebound, and we're going to get a jump ball, and it's going to stay with Summertown. So Jake Smith with some hustle gets inside of Pangle and Reed, and comes down with the rebound as Gavin Burleson going to take it out of bounds. Skip pass out to Kay Trotter over to Gavin Burleson. Burleson now over to Grayson Burleson. Now inside the Trotter. Trotter, hook shot in the lane. He got taken down hard, but a rebound by Gavin Burleson. His shot goes up and no good. And the Trojans come up with it. They're going to take it back the other way. Zach Ryans. Now into Natalie, just checked into the game to Ryans. To White. Back to Ryans at the top of the key. Zone is put on here. Back to White. That one's off the hands of Campbell, but back over to Ryans. Ryans dribbles. Now sends it to Natalie. Out to Ryans. 2 minutes left here in the first half. Back to Natalie. To Ryans at the top of the key. Now over to Sean Pangle. Pangle over to Ryans. Here he is at the top of the key again. Now over to Bryson Reed. Reed inside the Pangle. Pangle in the paint. Kicks it out to Spencer White for three. Front iron. Rebound by Pangle. And Pangle's going to get fouled by Trotter. Pangle comes down with the rebound, and he's going to go to the line to shoot 2. It's the second, I believe, against Caden Trotter as Harrison Gobble waits to come in. It's the 17th foul against the Eagles. And ready to shoot 2 here is Sean Pangle. And his first attempt is up, and it's good. So we're all tied up at 23 apiece. Pangle now 3 for 3 from the line. 1:42 remaining here in the first half. New Trojans check into the game, everyone except Pangle. So we'll have a complete line change if Pangle hits the back end of the 2 shots. His second shot is up, and it's in. He's 4 for 4 from the line, and the Trojans take a 1-point, 24-23 lead, 1:42 remaining here in the first half. Press now going to be put on here by the Trojans. Grayson Burleson takes it out to Gavin Burleson. Back to Grayson. Grayson going to bring it up quickly. He crosses the timeline over to Jake Smith. Smith thinks about 3, drives, kicks out to Harrison Gobble over to Grayson Burleson. He's going to pull up jumper, front iron, no good. Rebounded out to Jake Smith. Now inside to Gavin Burleson. He's going to go up and under off the front iron, no good. Jake Smith can't bring it down. And the rebound is going to go out to the Trojans. Bringing it up is Blake Brigman. He's double teamed here. Nowhere to go, and that one's intercepted by Grayson Burleson, going to bring it back the other way. His layup attempt is up, and it's in. Burleson's first points of the game, and it gives the Eagles a 1-point lead with an even 1 minute left here in the second quarter. Brigman brings it up quickly. Now over to Natalie. Natalie over to Lucas Cabe at the top of the key, back to Natalie. Now to Cabe, over to Brigman at the other wing. He thinks about a three, pulls it down. Now back to Cabe. Zone put on by the Eagles, over to Natalie. Inside to Lathrop. Lathrop being guarded. Skip pass over to Brigman for three. Back iron, no good. Rebounded by Harrison Gobble. Gobble now, skip pass ahead to Cole Campbell. He goes up, and it's in. Cole Campbell with 5 points, and it's a 3-point Eagle lead. 25 seconds left here in the second quarter, and two players are down. That's Gavin Burleson and Lowe. Now, Lowe has it. He's going to drive the baseline, and he's going to walk. That's the 9th turnover here in the first half against the Trojans, and it gives the ball back to Summertown with 12.2 seconds remaining in the first half. They lead by 3. Grayson Burleson throws it to Gavin Burleson. Now Grayson going to bring it up the court. Over to Gavin Burleson. Burleson going to go up and under. Can't get the layup to go. And now Cabe going to try to bring up. His shot is blocked by Gavin Burleson. And that's the end of the first half. So after 16 minutes of play, Summertown leads this one 27-24. When we return here on the X Sports Network, we'll have the second half. We'll see you coming up.
There. AJ Good goes the distance for local sports on the X Sports Network.
And back here at the Whitwell Thanksgiving Classic, Summertown leading the Soddy-Daisy Trojans 27-24 here after 16 quarters of play as we getting ready to start the third quarter. Taking a look at some of the first half statistics for Summertown, their leading scorer was Gavin Burleson with 11. Caden Trotter had 7, Cole Campbell 5, and Jake Smith and Grayson Burleson each with 2. On the other side for the Trojans, Spencer White, Sean Pangle each with 7, Chad Eller with 5, Bryson Reed and Zach Ryans with 2, and Cam Natalie had 1. Big statistic here, the big difference between the two has been turnovers. The Trojans have 10 and the Eagles have just 2. So to start things off, it looks like Soddy-Daisy will have possession to start the third quarter. Les Long squad trying to go to 4-0 on the season and play in tomorrow night's championship game against the Knowledge Academy Moore County winner. As the Trojans getting ready to take the ball out of bounds here. It's going to be Bryson Reed going to send it in to Zach Ryans. 2-3 zone applied here by the Eagles. Ryans now dribbles it to the logo, heads it over to Spencer White. Back to Ryans. Ryans dribbles to the wing. Gets a spring from Pangle. Now over to Bryson Reed. Over to Chad Eller. He's going to try a 3. Back iron, no good. Rebounded by Gavin Burleson. Burleson going to bring it up the court here for the Eagles. Skip pass over to Jake Smith. Smith now over to Gavin Burleson. Over to Cole Campbell to Harrison Gobble. And Gobble's attempt is intercepted. Zach Ryan, Spencer White going to send over to Zach Ryans. And that one's blocked by Gavin Burleson. Burleson ahead now to Grayson Burleson. He's going to get fouled on the play, and he's going to go to the line to shoot 2 for the first time tonight. And that foul is going to go against Pangle. That's his 3rd. Team's first of the first half. Second half, excuse me, is Grayson Burleson going to shoot his first 3 throws of the game. First shot is up, rattles around and in. That basket on the other end has been a little bit more friendly than this one when it comes to shots rattling in. His second attempt is up and goes in. So he's 2 for 2 from the line, 4 points on the night. Summertown leads it by 5, 29-24, 7:15 left here in the third quarter. Ryans now dribbles, and it goes off the leg of Cole Campbell. Bryson Reed picks it back up. Now sends it back to Zach Ryans. Ryans now going to get a screen from Pangle. He gets double teamed. Now skip pass to Bryson Reed over to Chad Eller. Eller at the wing. Skip pass over to Ryans. Ryans in the quarter to Spencer White. White guarded by Gavin Burleson. Baseline drive. Skip pass over to Chad Eller. He's going to try a 3. Back iron, no good. Rebounded by Bryson Reed. Reed, and he gets his shot rejected. Couple of blocks here earlier by Summertown as they bring it up the court. Grayson Burleson into the paint. Fadeaway jumper. Back iron, no good. And it gets rebounded eventually by Chad Eller. Eller now at the Spencer wide open for three, and it misses everything, but Pengle's there for the rebound and the putback. 9 points for Pengle, and it's a 3-point Summertown lead. Jake Smith at the Gavin Burleson. He's going to try a three, and he hits it. 14 points for Gavin Burleson, and the lead is now out to 6. Pressing it up quickly are the Trojans. Spencer White at the wing. Skip pass out to Eller. Eller over to Ryans on the other wing. Ryans now out to Bryson Reed at the top of the key to Sean Pengle. Pengle dribbles at the logo, now out to Zach Ryans. He's going to dribble it back to the logo. Over to Spencer White, back to Ryans. Ryans back to White. White inside the Reed. Reed to Pengle. Pengle goes up and in. So Pengle has 11 points, and the lead goes back down to 4. 32-28, 5:40 remaining here in the third quarter. Grayson Burleson has it at the wing. Now over to Jake Smith. Smith now inside the Grayson Burleson. He's going to try a move. Quick pass over to Jake Smith. And they're going to say it went off of Soddy-Daisy. Looked like it went off of Summertown, but possession stays with the Eagles. Cole Campbell going to take it out of bounds. And he throws it out to Gavin Burleson. Burleson now over to Jake Smith. Smith now inside the Grayson Burleson. He goes off the glass, can't get it. And that ball's going to go out of bounds and head to Soddy-Daisy. Moving up quickly is Zach Ryans here for the Trojans. He's across the timeline. Now over to Chad Eller from the wing. Throws it in the Ryans in the corner. Now back to Eller. Over to Spencer White at the other wing. White now over to Eller. Eller now back to White. White swings over to Ryans in the corner. He drives the baseline. Throws it out to Eller. Eller's going to try a three, and he misses everything, but it's rebounded by Pengle. Throws it up. His shot goes nowhere, and possession's going to stay with the Trojans. 4:48 remaining in the third. Summertown leading by 4. Ryans tries the inbounds in the corner to Spencer White. White now out to Sean Pengle. Pengle now sends it to Eller at the logo. Now back to White. White thinks about three. Now back to Eller. Eller at the top of the key to Zach Ryans. Now back to Eller at the top. Now inside to White. Quick pass out to Reed. To Eller. Now to Ryans. He'll try a three from the wing, and he hits it. Nothing but net from Zach Ryans. He has 5 points, and the lead is now down to 1. Jake Smith now to Grayson Burleson. He tries a three. Back iron, no good. Rebounded by Harrison Gobble. He falls on it, and they're going to call a foul on Chad Eller. That's his third. Second team foul against the Trojans. 4:20 remaining here. Summertown leading at 32-31. Cole Campbell going to take it out of bounds here for Summertown. In the corner here to Jake Smith. He's now going to drive the baseline. He goes up and under and in. Jake Smith has 4, and Summertown's lead's out to 3. Spencer White now has it. Skip pass over to Chad Eller at the other wing. Now over to Zach Ryans. Ryans skip pass to Eller at the wing. He's now going to drive. He goes up, misses a shot. No foul call there. Zach Ryans now sends it in to Sean Pengle. That's a turnover. Back comes Grayson Burleson. Over to Jake Smith. Quick layup is up and in. Jake Smith with 6 points, and the lead is out to 5. Zach Ryans now has it here for the Trojans. 3:30 remaining here in the third quarter. Bryson Reed saves it in the corner, and that one's going to get intercepted by Gavin Burleson. And he's going to get fouled on the play by Zach Ryans. That's his first, team's third. Eagles have forced 12 turnovers in this game as opposed to only 3 of their own. Cole Campbell now going to send it in to Jake Smith, who has it at the top of the key. Now over to Harrison Gobble inside the Grayson Burleson. Burleson now to Jake Smith, and that one almost intercepted, saved by Cole Campbell. Now to Gavin Burleson in the corner. He tries an NBA range three, front iron, no good. Rebounded by White. White going to bring it up the court quickly. He drives, and he's going to get called with a block on Harrison Gobble. That's Gobble's third, and White's going to go to the line to shoot 2. It's 1 for 1 for the line here. White went coast to coast and drew the foul. Summertown up 5, 36-31, 3:10 remaining here in the third quarter. White's first free throw attempt rattles home and in. Now 2 for 2 from the line. He has 9 points. Second attempt coming from White. It's up, rattles around and in. So he's 3 for 3 from the line. He has 10 points, and the Summertown lead is down to 3. Gavin Burleson going to bring it up here for the Eagles. Now sends it over to Jake Smith. Smith at the wing. He's going to drive, hands it over to Gavin Burleson. Burleson now brings it out to the wing. Sends it over to Cole Campbell. Now back to Gavin Burleson. Skip pass over to Smith for 3, front iron, and rattles up and in. First three-pointer for Jake Smith. He has 7 points in the second half. And West Long calls his first timeout of the game. That's a full timeout. And with that, we'll take a break here on the X Sports Network. And back here at the Whitwell Thanksgiving Classic, Summertown called the first timeout of the game. They led this one 39-33, 2:48 remaining in the third quarter. The Soddy-Daisy Trojans going to bring it up the court. Spencer White as it crosses the timeline over to Chad Eller. Eller. Now back to White, over to Zach Rhines in the corner, back to White at the wing. Now back to Eller. Eller at the top of the key, now back to White at the wing. Back to Eller. Eller over to Ryans. Ryans now back to Eller. Eller now over to Cam Natalie, now back to White. White over to Zach Ryans. Now back to White, over to Eller. Eller's going to try a 3, back iron, no good, rebounded by Gavin Burleson. Now up the court quickly is Burleson. Sends it over to Jake Smith. Smith, now over to Cole Campbell. Now send it to Gavin Burleson, goes up and under, can't hit it. Grayson Burleson tries for the rebound and can't. And now we got a intentional foul called against Grayson Burleson. That's his third. And they said he wasn't playing the ball, and they're going to call an intentional foul, and that's going to send Eller. He's going to shoot the free throws here for the Trojans, who are down by 6. Just under 2 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Didn't really see what Burleson did. And Eller's shot is up and in. It's now 1 for 3 from the line. Second attempt is up and rattles home, no good. So Eller has 6 points, and his lead is now down to 5, and Soddy-Daisy is going to retain possession. And now Bryson Reed's going to check in for Cam Natalie. Nathan Lamthrop on the court as well here for the Trojans. And bringing it up here is Zach Rhines. He hands it over to Sean Pangle, just checked into the game as well. Back to Rhines at the logo. Over to Spencer White at the wing. Skip pass over to Rhines at the top of the key. Now over to Reed. Reed inside the Pangle. Pangle at the baseline being trapped. Now at the Reed, out to Rhines at the top of the key. Back to Reed at the wing. Back to Rhines at the top of the key. Over to Lamthrop. Lamthrop. Over to Ryans at the logo. Now to Pangle at the wing. And Pangle now sends it over to Ryans. Ryans now over to Spencer White. He's going to try a 3. Front iron, no good. Rebounded by Pangle, but it's going to go out of bounds. And going to stay with Soddy-Daisy. Bryson Reed here. Takes it out of bounds, sends it over to Ryans, now out to White. White at the wing. Now over to Ryans. Back to White. White now back to Ryans. He's going to try a 3 from the wing. Back iron, no good. Rebounded by Pangle. And Pangle's pass attempt is going to go over the timeline and over and back. Third turnover here of the second half, 13 of the game. And the ball goes back to Summertown, lead by 5, 1:05 remaining here in the third quarter. Jake Smith now has it, now sends it back to Cole Campbell. And that one gets stolen by Spencer White. White spins, tries a floater in the lane, rattles around, no good. Bringing it up is Cole Campbell. Now to Jake Smith. Now over to Campbell, to Jake Smith. Now to Harrison Gobble. Gobble And he gets his pass intercepted by Bryson Reed. Back-to-back Eagle turnovers, Reed. Now over to White. White's layup off the back iron, no good. Rebounded by Pengel up and in. Pengel with 13, and the lead is now down to 3. Gavin Burleson has at the top of the key over to Harrison Gobble. Now over to Cole Campbell. He tries a 3, front iron, no good, and that's going to be rebounded by the Trojans. They bring it up at Zach Ryans. Ryans now over to White, over to Pengel in the corner. Down low to Lathrop. Lathrop throws his weight around, puts his shoulder in, goes up and in. His first points of the game. It's a 1-point Eagle lead. Gavin Burleson's half-court shot is up and in! That is in! He got it off before the buzzer, and Gavin Burleson hits the 3 to make it a 4-point lead heading into the fourth quarter. A little bit of momentum here for the Eagles going into the break. And when we return, it's time for the fourth quarter here on the X Sports Network. And back here at the Whitwell Thanksgiving Classic, Summertown leads Soddy-Daisy 42-38. So we're getting ready to head into the fourth quarter. They were leading by 1, and Gavin Burleson hits a half-court shot, nothing but net, and that made it a 2-possession game as we get ready to start here. The fourth, 8 minutes. Burleson leading all scores with 17 points. On the other side, Sean Pengel, he leads the Trojans with 13. And Summertown will start off with possession here, leading by 4. As Weston Pigg sends it in to Cole Campbell. Campbell now out to Pigg. Over to Jake Smith. He's going to try a 3. Back iron, no good. Rebounded by Chad Eller. Almost a walk there, but they save it. Chad Eller now brings it around. Top of the key. Over to Sean Pengel. Thinks about 3. Now brings it back to Eller. Now over to Zach Ryans at the other wing. Back to Eller at the top of the key. Drives. Now at the Lathrop. Lathrop inside to Pengel, and he overthrows everybody. 4th turnover of the second half. 14th of the game against the Trojans. Been a pretty clean game. Not many turnovers in this one as opposed to yesterday. Now Kate Trotter now kicks it out to Gavin Burleson. Thinks about it. Now to Jake Smith. Smith out to Cole Campbell. Campbell loses possession of it. Weston Pigg drives on it. Jump ball. And the timeout's going to go to Summertown. Neither side had a ball, but Summertown's going to get credit with the timeout. And with that, we'll take a short break as well here on the X Sports Network.
Like you, our roots are in Lawrence County, providing banking for every stage of life since 1934. Lawrenceburg Federal Bank has been not just your bank, but also your friend, helping you with home loans, consumer and auto loans, and your everyday personal banking needs. Lawrenceburg Federal offers you a warm smile and personal experience, as well as the conveniences of modern-day online banking, mobile banking, and telebanking. Lawrenceburg Federal Bank, your neighbor and friend, located at 118 West Gain Street, next to the courthouse.
This is the X Sports Network.
And back here at the Whitwell Thanksgiving Classic, Summertown burns their second timeout. They lead it by 4 here. A little bit of a controversial move there as the ball was on the ground and Wes Long called a timeout and he got it. Head coach Dylan Wright on the other side pleading his case, and frankly he's got one because no one had possession of that ball when Long called the timeout, and the official, Wright made his piece and the official followed him back, which I've never agreed with that. Just let it go and play on. Jake Smith now sends it in to Cole Campbell. Campbell now back to Smith at the top of the key, over to Gavin Burleson. He's going to try a 3, and he hits it. Nothing but net. Burleson with 20, and it's a 7-point Eagle lead. 7 minutes left here in the game as Zach Ryans sends it over to Chad Eller. Now back to Ryans. Ryans over to Pengel. Pengel over to Ryans. Ryans back to Pengel at the wing. He's going to try 3. High arching shot, back iron, no good. Rebounded by Ryans. Ryans now over to Eller. Eller back to Ryans at the top of the key. 2-3 zone put on by the Eagles. Now over to Eller. Back to Ryans. Back to Eller. Eller drives, goes up and under. Good take, but he misses. Rebounded by Trotter. And bringing it up is Grayson Burleson. Back to Cole Campbell. To Grayson Burleson. And they're going to call an over and back against Summertown. That's their 4th turnover. They said the Trojans didn't touch it. And it's an over and back. 6:22 remaining. Summertown leading 45-38. Trying to get into tomorrow night's championship game. The Soddy-Daisy team is very tough, very scrappy, and they work for everything. They play really hard, a very tough bunch. Zach Ryans now has it. Sends out to Sean Pegel at the top of the key over to Chad Eller. Eller now in the corner to Spencer White for three, and he hits it. White has a 13, and Soddy-Daisy is going to call their second timeout of the game. And with that, we'll take a break here as well. The Eagles leading by 4 on the X Sports Network.
Hey, this is Phil Hooper. Get the look you want for your favorite school, church, or business with apparel from HD Ink Screen Printing in Leoma, Tennessee. Got a logo you need embroidered or screen printed? Let HD Ink give you the professional look that sets the bar in today's world. We do fundraisers and custom designed apparel and so much more. Call today, 931-201-2961, or come see us at our new shop located at 26 Ingram Road in Leoma. Remember, HD Ink for the look you want and the look you deserve.
Flooring sets the tone throughout your home.
For flooring that makes the right first impression, start by choosing us, Floored by Justin.
A one-stop flooring destination. Our new location stands alone for unequaled customer service and selection. Owner Justin Story's mastery of custom hardwood inlays means every room can have a custom look. Discover how the right choice of hardwood, laminate, carpet, or tile can set the tone in your home. Contact Floored by Justin today.
And back here at Whitwell for the Thanksgiving Classic, Summertown leads 45-41 with 6:05 remaining here in the contest. Cole Campbell brings it across the timeline for the Eagles over to Kate Trotter at the wing. Down low to Gavin Burleson. Burleson goes up and under, and he hits it. He has 22. Eagles lead by 6, 47-41. Zach Ryan's off the screen. Over to Bryson Reed to Spencer White. Down low to Eller. Eller drives the baseline, kicks out the Ryans. He's going to try a corner three. Back iron, rattles home and in. Ryan's second three of the second quarter trims the lead back down to 3. Second half. Burleson now out to Cole Campbell. Campbell over to Grayson Burleson at the wing. He spins. Over to Cole Campbell, over to Gavin Burleson for 3 in the corner. He hits it! 4 straight makes for Gavin Burleson. He has 25, and the Eagles lead by 6. Zach Ryans now out the White, over to Eller in the corner for 3. Front iron, no good. Rebounded by Pengel, and he gets fouled by Jake Smith. It's going to be Smith's first, and Pengel's going to go to the line to shoot 2. Pengel's a perfect 4 for 4 from the line here this afternoon, or early evening, however you want to put it. 50-44 is the Summertown lead. 5:06 remaining here in the fourth. First attempt up here from Pengel is up, and it's in. Nothing but net. He's a good free throw shooter. Trojans as a whole, pretty good free throw shooting team. Second attempt here from Pengel is up. And it's in. He's 6 for 6 from the line. And the lead's down to 4. Campbell crosses the timeline. And he sends it to Kate Trotter at the wing. Trotter's going to drive. Goes up, left-hand shot is up and in! And count it. He's going to go to the line. And it's going to be Reed called for his third. First points of the second half for Trotter. Trotter's going to go for the M1. Trying to make it a 7-point Eagle lead again. His free throw is up, and it's in. He's 3 for 4 from the line. He has 10 points. 53-46 is a lead, 4:50 remaining here in the game. Cam and Natalie now in. Over to Ryans to White. Now back to Ryans at the logo. Sends it over to Bryson Reed. Now back to Ryans. Ryans dribbles. Zone put on here by the Eagles. And Ryans tries a deep 3. Front iron, no good. Rebounded by Gavin Burleson. Burleson has it. He's going to bring it up the court. Guarded by Ryans. Now over to Cole Campbell across the timeline. Campbell dribbles over the wing. Over to Kay Trotter at the top of the key. Over to Jake Smith to Gavin Burleson. He's going to drive the baseline. Floaters up. Can't get it. And it rebounds out to Sean Pengel. And he's going to get fouled. Looks like Gavin Burleson's going to get called for his first. That is the team's fourth. Not many fouls called in this game, I should say, on either side. It's 4 apiece here in the second half. And officials are letting them play. They've let a lot of stuff go as well. Spencer White now thinks about three, sends it out to Zach Ryans. Now over to Pangle. Sean Pangle with it at the wing, guarded by Cole Campbell. Over to Spencer White. Now back to Pangle. Pangle. Now back to White. White over to Ryans. Ryans gets it tipped and knocked out of bounds by Gavin Burleson. Good hustle there on the play by Burleson. Sends it over to Ryans, to White, back to Ryans. Ryans drives a baseline, pull up, jumpers up and in. Ryans catching fire here in the second half, and it's a 5-point Eagle lead. Cole Campbell brings up quickly over to Grayson Burleson at the post. Now at the Gavin Burleson straight away. He's going to try a three and misses. But a rebound there by Kate Trotter now in the Grayson Burleson. His shot back on no good. Rebound by Gavin Burleson and in. So, Summertown's leads back out to 7:55-48, 3:20 remaining here in the third. White now sends it to Pangle at the wing. Pangle back out to White. White now to Pangle. Back to White at the wing. Thinks about three, now inside to Bryson Reed. Now to Natalie in the point out to Pangle. He's going to try a corner three, wing three, and it's rebounded by Grayson Burleson. And now Gavin Burleson has it, crosses the timeline. He's going to drive. And he's going to bring it back out here, top of the key to Cole Campbell. 2:50 remaining. Eagles lead by 7. Now to Grayson Burleson on the cut. And he goes up, rattles home, can't get it, gets his own rebound, and he's going to get fouled. Foul's going to go against Reed. That's his fourth, team's fifth. And Grayson Burleson took that one across the nose pretty hard. His nose is pretty red. It doesn't look like blood. He's going to go to the line to shoot two. Grayson's 2 for 2 from the line so far tonight, and he misses the first. Burleson had 26 yesterday, so far only 4 today. But his brother has definitely picked up the slack when it comes to the Burleson family. His next free throw attempt is up and in. He's got 5, and the Eagles lead it by 8. 2:40 remaining as Zach Ryans sends over Spencer White across the timeline, back to Ryans at the wing. Now to White, over to Chad Eller. Eller, now over to White. White over to Ryans in the corner. Now back to White at the wing, over to Eller at the other wing. Inside the Reed. Reed loses it, and it's intercepted by Cole Campbell. 15th turnover forced by the Eagles as Gavin Burleson brings it across the timeline to Cole Campbell, guarded by Eller. Campbell now out to Grayson Burleson, who loses it, and it gets stolen. It's 5 turnovers in the second half, 7 in the game for the Eagles. Zach Ryans, I'll send it over to Spencer White, double teamed here, and throws it to Chad Eller. Now over to Zach Ryans, thinks about three, pulls it down. Skip pass over to Spencer White at the other wing. Now to Eller at the top of the key. He drives into the paint, dishes, and stolen. Grayson Burleson gets it, and he's going to get fouled by Eller. That's Eller's 4th, team 6th. And Summertown will have it. 1:49 remaining in the game. They lead by 8. Now out to Cole Campbell. Campbell crosses the timeline. And that one gets stolen by Zach Ryans. Good defense by Ryans. He's now pulls it down. He's going to send to Spencer White from the wing for three, and nothing but net. White, it's his second 3 of the game. And with that, a timeout is called by Soddy-Daisy. Summertown leads at 56-51, 1:35 remaining. We'll return here on the X Sports Network.
Employee Resources Credit Union is an easy solution to banking, offering a personal, simple, yet modern way to bank. When you bank with ERCU, you are a shareholder, meaning you own a piece of the pie, and we make it easy with the convenience of digital banking, with service you won't find at another financial institution, including low to zero fees and incredible rates. We have the technology you need with the personal service you deserve, right here in your own neighborhood. Employee Resources Credit Union, not for profit, for service.
AJ Good goes the distance for local sports on the X Sports Network.
And back here at the Whitwell Thanksgiving Classic, Summertown leads Soddy-Daisy 56-51, 135 remaining in the contest. Summertown will take it out of bounds under the Soddy-Daisy basket. Big night for Gavin Burleson, leading this squad, I believe, with 25 points. In contributions at other places as well. As ball's intercepted by Zach Rhines, another forced turnover. Rhines now has it. Sends it into a checked-in Lucas Cabe. Now back to Rhines to Cabe. Cabe over to Blake Brigman, who just checked in. Now back to Cabe. Cabe guarded by Jake Smith, now over to Rhines. And man-to-man zone as a corner three from Reed is up and in. He has 5 points. Soddy-Daisy calls another timeout. They cut the lead to 2. 1:13 remaining. Summertown has the ball, leading by 2. We're returning here on the X Sports Network.
Hey friends, this is Barry Doss. Over the past 30 years, Doss Brothers Incorporated has grown from its humble beginnings to working daily to build the future of Lawrence and surrounding counties. From breaking ground to opening day, Doss Brothers has been there every step of the way for many businesses, industries, and homeowners in our community. With nearly 40 years under our belt and the blessing of every new day, we strive to keep building the foundation of our communities tomorrow. We are Doss Brothers, proudly building progress in Southern Tennessee.
This is the X Sports Network.
Back here at the Whitwell Thanksgiving Classic, Summertown sees its lead cut to 2 here with 1:13 remaining, and this scrappy Soddy-Daisy Trojan team is not going away. Press put on here by the Trojans again. They just forced back-to-back turnovers that led to 5 points. Grayson Burleson looking to throw it in, and he's got Kay Trotter. Hands off to Gavin Burleson across the timeline. He gets double-teamed out to Jake Smith. Now to Gavin Burleson, who has it at the Whitwell logo. Guarded by Zach Rhines. Burleson going to drive. He goes up and under and gets it to go. 27 for Burleson in Summertown. Calls a timeout here. It's a 30-second. We're just going to keep it locked here for the time being. 58.8 seconds remaining as they break the press, and Burleson picks up another bucket. And just off my calculations, Burleson has 30 for the Eagles. They lead by 4, 58-54, 58.8 seconds remaining. So after Grayson Burleson had 26 yesterday, his brother goes off on his own with 30. And it looks like Summertown's going to put the press on as Soddy-Daisy's going to take it out of bounds under the Summertown basket. And they get in it quickly. It's Zach Rhines going to be guarded by Gavin Burleson as he crosses the timeline. 55 seconds remaining. Now 50 seconds. Rhines off the screen from Bryson Reed. Almost stolen by Gavin Burleson. Comes into the stands almost into our setup here. Good hustle by Gavin Burleson as the clock stops at 47.2. Eagles lead by 4. Bryson Reed now sends in the Zach Rhines, guarded by Gavin Burleson. And Rhines now being guarded by Weston Pigg. White now over to Eller. Eller to Pangel, and Pangel gets fouled by Grayson Burleson. That's his 4th, and Pangel is a perfect 6 for 6 from the line. He's going to go to the line to shoot 2. Pangel with 15 points in the game. Gets that one to go. He's now 7 for 7, trying to make it 8 for 8 to cut the lead to 2. Kate Trotter checks in for Weston Pigg. 38.3 seconds remaining in this one. Eagles leading by 3. As Pangel wants the scoreboard adjusted to reflect the actual score. It says 58-54, which should be 58-55. So Pangel's next free throw is up front iron, no good. Not a great time to miss a free throw as Grayson Burleson comes out the rebound. Now Gavin has it. Gavin being guarded by Cabe, and now he's going to bring it up the court, and Cabe is going to pick up the foul. That's his first as the team's 7th, and Burleson's going to go to the line. Shoot 1 and 1. He's 3 for 5 from the line tonight. They still haven't readjusted the scoreboard. It should be 58-55. .3 seconds remaining in this one. 2 officials at the scores table talking something out here. As Burleson is going to go to the line to shoot 1 and 1. And now Soddy-Daisy is going to check in Eller and Spencer White. More delays as the officials discuss something under the basket. And now Weston Pigg's going to check into the game, and we have a human rain delay going on here, folks. As Pigg checks in for Trotter. And finally, we're going to try the, oh my goodness, what is this? Now the official with the ball is going to walk to the scorer's table. Both coaches staring on aimlessly at this carnage of confusion. And no hustle as he tries to go under the basket, as Gavin Burleson waits anxiously at the line in what seems like has been 5 minutes. Now Burleson finally going to tip the front end of a 1 and 1. Shot is up, and it's in. He hits it. 4-6 from the line, going to try to make it 5-7. He now is 31. And Burleson hits it up, and it's in. He hits both of them. Trojans lead at 60-55. He has 32. Now Ryans loses the ball, stolen by Gavin Burleson. And Burleson now sends it over to Grayson Burleson. He dribbles. Kicks it out to Jake Smith. And he's going to get fouled here by Eller. This is the team's 8th. 4th against Eller. No, that is the 5th. I thought my calculations were right, so it is the 5th against Eller. Lead sits at 60-55. Yeah, you do. 10.9 seconds remaining here. 60-55 is the lead for Summertown. And the substitution comes in. It's like Taylor Hughes. And Jake Smith goes to the line for the first time tonight. And we have more discussion. We just have the official with the ball just talking to a Soddy-Daisy player. And finally, Jake Smith's going to have a chance to attempt the free throw. It's up, and it's in. Smith has 10 for the game, 8 of those coming in the second half. And he misses the second free throw. It's 61-55. Clock hits 5 seconds remaining in this one. Ryan's going to step up, hit a deep three, banks it, doesn't go. Weston Pigg rebounds it, and that does it. Summertown leads this one 61-55. They improve to 4-0 on the season. They will take on the Moore County Knowledge Academy winner tomorrow at 6:30 tomorrow night. That Knowledge Moore County game will be at 6:30 after the Summertown girls game against Whitwell, which is coming up right after this. And after about 12 minutes, we'll be back here on the X Sports Network.